Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Our focus this morning is on historically black colleges and universities. Before the civil rights movement, HBCUs offered African Americans one of their only routes to a college degree. HBCUs boast of amazing alumni like the late great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the first black Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall, Oprah Winfrey, and Vice President Kamala Harris, just to name a few. My first guest is Karolyn Taylor. She is the scholarship coordinator for Milwaukee Public Schools Department of College and Career Readiness. How are you, Karolyn?
Doing well. Thank you for asking.
Well, I thank you for taking the time out to talk to us today. And October 11th through the 16th is HBCU week at MPS. So if you would kind of give us an idea of what this is all about and what you have planned for the kids.
Excellent. Thank you for that question. Yes, it's our first HBCU week. We have a lot of amazing activities to draw parents in, students in, and the community in. We really want to highlight and elevate HBCU week because it is so important to our students. At the end of the week, students will have an opportunity to attend the United Negro College Fund Empower Me Tour, and that's going to be for all of our high school students. There's going to be a special emphasis on our seniors because they'll be able to meet with admission counselors from various HBCUs and hopefully gain admissions as well as scholarships.
As I mentioned, you serve as the scholarship coordinator for the Department of College and Career Readiness. So the department works to overcome the barriers that students face. And so if you could kind of paint a picture for us, what are some of the barriers that many students face when it comes to being prepared for higher education?
Yes, so a lot of students, particularly first generation students, and those are students that neither their father or mother have a college degree, they may just lack information. And so, what we do in the school counseling department is we make sure that we work with every single student to have from guidance lessons to unique opportunities like the college application campaign, as well as helping them complete the FAFSA. So I think one of the barriers is information. Other barriers could be is that students are just intimidated by all of the information coming to them. So we make sure that we carve out time to work individually with students as well as working with their parents. We also work closely with our college and career access department. And again, those folks really help assure students that college is a possible next step.
Absolutely. And the Department of College and Career Readiness coordinates available resources on many different levels. So I'd like to talk about some of the programs that exist. You have the MATC Emerging Scholars Program, which allows students to actually probably gain some credits before they get to college.
Yes, we have a number of programs that make sure that kids that are in high school get an opportunity to be right on college campuses and earn credits because earning college credits in high school will kids and family afford college. So if you go into college with 3, 6, 12 college credits already, it helps with students graduating on time, as well as parents don't have to pay that extra semester of tuition. And so we have programs called M Cubed, which work with MATC as well as the University of Wisconsin Milwaukee. And so it's just great opportunities for kids to get their feet wet, would take challenging and interesting classes, as well as making sure that they graduate from college on time.
And many times we know that life after high school, a lot of kids don't always go away to college. You have some kids who choose to go directly into the workforce, and then you have some young people who choose to go to the military. So you have what's called the Wisconsin Challenge Academy. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure. So the Wisconsin Challenge Academy is for students that are in high school that have fallen a bit behind and that they're at risk for not graduating on time. And so with that program, we work with local high schools as well as the Challenge Academy to make sure that our kiddos can get caught up in a very quick and expeditious way. So if a student is behind in their credits, they can go away for 9 months or so, and then they can come back and they'll actually still graduate with a regular high school diploma so they can pursue their goals and their dreams right afterwards. So they still can go off to college, they could go to the military, they can go directly to the world of work. So it really kind of helps bridge students that are fallen academically behind to catch them up. Super cool.
Yeah. And when you say they go away, am I correct? They go to Fort McCoy,
Yes, ma'am.
Wisconsin? Yeah.
Yep.
So they're spending time there. They could be influenced to actually kind of get into the military life, right?
Yes, and it's a great opportunity. I met with a student at the beginning of the school year that was really interested in the program, and I encouraged them to pursue it because it's a way that kids can graduate on time and that they still have an opportunity to get a regular high school diploma, which is important to many families.
hmm And you mentioned just the importance of kids not feeling intimidated. So you have college and career centers for students grades 6 through 12. So they actually get an early start on kind of figuring out maybe what they want to do and where they would like to attend college.
Absolutely. And they can apply for summer internships through the college and career centers that we have. They can create resumes, they can get assistance with their personal statements that they'll use for college. It's really a one stop shop for getting kids ready for their next steps after high school. And so
Mhm.
they will host recruiters in the centers as well as military personnel.
Yeah, and it's so important for parents that are watching to know that all of these things exist and to take full advantage of them because there's a lot of good stuff there. I'd like to talk a little bit about some statistics that exist in regards to some black college graduates. They owe an average of $7,400 more in student loan debt compared to white graduates, and that gap only grows after earning a degree, ballooning to $25,000 more for black loan holders. With that said, scholarships are extremely important, so they sometimes serve as a reward for students who have done well academically, but they also benefit students who don't have family wealth to fall back on as far as paying for school. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree. And I think that that is one of the reasons why we understood that the United Negro College Fund Empower Me Tour, as well as other avenues, are important to bring to our kids because when students sit down with that recruiter is going to look at their transcripts and they're going to look at the students' goals and ambitions, and they're going to see what kind of funds that they can award them to make sure that they can afford college and that they do graduate without tons of student loans and debt.
Yeah. So, what advice do you have for parents and students, both who may be watching, as far as trying to find where those scholarships are and really applying for as many as possible?
Absolutely. So my advice is one for students and parents is that keep the student engaged in activities that they enjoy because many scholarships are going to ask kids to report out on their community service, their extracurricular activities. I also would suggest parents, particularly for their kids, make sure that they have a strong grade point average and that they're doing well in their courses in high school as well as in middle school, because that's going to be important to make them really ready and eligible for those scholarships. In terms of locating scholarships, I maintain a database which parents can access through our MPS portal. They can also access it through Zello, which is where students learn more about college and careers. And I would say apply to every single scholarship that they are qualified for, because if students are able to get one or two or three or even more scholarships, then that means that they're going to be successful in making sure that they don't graduate with those student loan debt.
hmm And
All
there is
right.
a big misconception that you have to be a perfect student in order to land a scholarship, which, of course, having good grades is very important. However, all scholarships don't have GPA cutoffs, right?
Absolutely. So it's really up to the donor, and we have many donors that are local as well as national that recognize that grades are not the only thing that makes students amazing. And so there are athletic scholarships, there are scholarships even for kids that are just left-handed. So there are many different types of scholarships that are available. And I think what's really important is that kids meet with school counselor as well as dedicate some time in their schedule to apply to scholarships, because I've seen many successful students and families. It's possible that students will receive an institutional dollars, a scholar directly from the college that will pay for everything. And so those are out there, and they're out there in abundance. In fact, many scholarship donors will contact me asking for more applications because they want to give as much resources to the deserving students as possible. So I highly encourage kids and families to do the work of scholarships, because it can pay off not only in terms of paying down student debt, but then kids, when they graduate from college, they're able to pursue their goals. So if they have dreams and ambitions breaking into the Hollywood, they can go to LA, but you can't do that when you have tons of student debt.
Is there anything else that you wanted to share with us as we wrap up this segment?
Yes, and all the activities are going to happen from kindergarten through 12th grade next week. So the HBCU week is for all MPS students. They will explore what it means to be on campus at a HBCU. They'll be looking at videos, listening to presentations from their teachers as well as counselors. Staff are encouraged to participate as well by wearing their Greek letter organization paraphernalia, or representing the colleges and universities attended. So it really is for every student and every single staff to get to know how HBCUs really provide this high quality education for African American students as well as other students.
Yes, I think it sounds extremely exciting. So I hope you guys have lots of fun and the kids walk away really enthusiastic about attending an HBCU or wherever they decide to go. All the best to them. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Karolyn Taylor is the scholarship coordinator for Milwaukee Public Schools Department of College and Career Readiness. For more information on anything that we've discussed, you can visit mps.milwaukee.k12.wi.us, or you can call her directly at 414-475-8761. When we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll be joined by a hostess of the United Negro College Fund's Empower Me Tour, which was created to empower a movement among young people, motivating them toward academic excellence, personal responsibility, and fiscal health through relevant program content and community engagement. We'll do that right after this.